In order to find out where the treasure might be buried far below ground, the team is trying to locate a flood tunnel and follow it back to the money pit area. They are searching for something that was constructed by humans, and they currently find a board at the water level. They are interested in learning who constructed this structure. A board is discovered at the water level, and researchers or original depositors are searching for something that is out of place in the area. They are searching for anything unusual in the area, and they are searching for something that is out of place despite the current circumstances. Before they begin excavation, they will seize a large board that has been discovered. There is also a beam that is thicker than it is here, but not uniformly thick. With the various blends, Emma will be immensely useful in defining a decade or decades. It is thrilling to think that something here might speak eloquently to what happened here. If the team can confirm that this concrete was made in the 1960s, it would probably mean that it was made by the rest of the family. Their efforts to find the alleged flood tunnel that feeds seawater into the money pit could soon pay off. The team discovers a huge beam that is evidence of work done by human hands and could represent previously unknown work. Later that afternoon, Craig Tester and Mary Lagena join them in the war room via video conference. In order to solve the mystery for everyone who has come before them, Rick Lagena and the other team members are working to locate a flood tunnel in the money pit area. They are also searching the area for anything unusual, and they are eager to see what they discover. Arco-metallist. At Smith's Cove, Emma Culligan recently found enormous slabs of concrete that were made of a straightforward cement mix. When the concrete was examined with an X-ray diffraction equipment, XRD, it was shown to contain a Portlandite trace, placing it in the Portland cement group. Portland cement is the most widely used type of cement in contemporary building, frequently combined with water, sand, and gravel. In Canada, Portlandite is found in just 2 places. All aggregates, sand, in Quebec and BC are probably, because it lacks a modern concrete mix, Nova Scotia, a place in Quebec, began hydraulic mining in the 1920s. This cement is hydraulically mined, and it is unlikely to be anything after 1,900 advertisements. Because it directly affected the water flow, the Restalls believed that the location to block off the flood tunnel was the reason they sought to cement it. The vertical shafts finding at Smith's Cove attest to the existence of the flood tunnel system and the placement of the Restalls. When Craig Tester, Rick Lagena, and Scott Barlow arrived to examine the possibly historic discovery, they discovered rocks that seemed to be beneath the boards. Billy discovered that every rock touched a rock the size of his fist underneath. Craig thinks that these boulders are man-made since they exhibit a linearity that Mother Nature does not. If the flood tunnel's position is verified, the original line should be projected someplace along that line. The money pit. The only thing left to do is to carry on excavating. On Lot 5, Peter Fornetti and metal detection specialist Gary Drayton are looking through the remains of a mysterious rounded stone foundation. They have found priceless 17th century Venetian trade beads, mortar-like material that matches soils recovered from over 100 feet. Deep in the money pit area, and iron tools that have been scientifically linked to Sir William Phipps, a 17th century English politician and officer, who is thought to have buried a massive hoard of Spanish silver on Oak Island in 1687. One of the artifacts found on Lot 5 could play a crucial role in the story on Oak Island, as a copper belt plate was found that may be related to the iron tools found in the nearby foundation. The Oak Island team found a copper plate in the spoils from the round feature on Lot 5. Archaeometallurgist Emma Culligan examined the artifact using the SkySkin 1273 CT scanner and X-ray fluorescent spectrometer to determine its composition, which could help determine when it was created. Later that morning, Craig and other team members meet with blacksmithing expert Carmen Liga, who has come to examine the mysterious copper plate. If the plate has any military insignia or regimental numbers, it could tell us who created the feature and possibly buried valuables in the money pit. The copper alloy, which is made up of copper, zinc, iron, lead, and arsenic, is thought to have existed for more than a century before the money pit was discovered. The team thinks that Sir William Phipps, who found the Concepion in 1687, may have been on Lot 5 doing something that many people are familiar with. Some of the treasure from the conception was hidden to Oak Island thanks to the work of 32-degree Freemason Scott Clark. The team has identified a prime suspect who could have been responsible for the 30-year-old mystery. After recovering more than 34 tons of the valuables from the renowned Spanish treasure wreck known as the Concepion, which sank off the coast of the Dominican Republic in 1641, Sir William Phips, an English politician and naval captain, returned to the wreck with the assistance of Captain Andrew Belcher, a Freemason, who brought less than 5 more tons of treasure to the English crown. Phips made 2 successful salvages of the Concepcion in 1687. Clark is adamant that Baylor and his associates were moving valuables from the Concepcion to the Oak Island region. In addition to explaining who built the vault in the swamp where former landowner Anthony Graves may have found a cache of Spanish silver, if the team can demonstrate that Sir William Phips and Andrew Belcher are related to the rounded feature on Lot 5, it may also reveal who made the Eye of the Swamp as a covert calling card. Although there is still more work to be done, the team admits that discovering other vaults in the marsh or on Lot 5 could be evidence. These vaults could contain a small portion of the treasure. Specialist in metal detection Gary Drayton and Alex Lagena, his nephew, are looking for a further hints to unravel the enigma of Oak Island. The team has recently recovered metal ship spikes in the area that predate the discovery of the Money Pit in 1795, as well as a 14th century lead cross, which may be connected to the Christian military order of the Knights Templar. The team is excited about the potential of the artifacts trapped under the giant rock in Smith's Cove. They need to dig quickly, because the rocks keep filling back in, making it difficult to find them. They decide to bring more shovels and expand the hole to dig out the artifacts at the depth of the hole. They discover a large, heavily encrusted metal object beneath the shoreline of Smith's Cove. The object is believed to be a big iron conglomerate coming off a wreck, typically found in lead alloys until the middle of the 20th century. Emma disagrees, arguing that the lead weight is more recent than the archaeologists believe. The lead weight on Lot 5 is a good candidate for laser ablation, a testing method that uses a powerful laser to remove a microscopic sample from the surface of objects composed of lead. The sample is then analyzed to determine its specific isotope value, which can reveal not only where the object may have originated, but also its approximate age. To follow up on this finding, the team intends to use laser ablation and find an expert to weigh in on the findings. The group is keen to uncover other ancient coins and other important details regarding the find,
making them the obvious choice for at least 2 recipients. However, it is impossible to predict if a situation like this would ever happen in. Researchers discover a key clue to the enigma of the Money Pit. It appears that the study team has at last discovered a clue to the treasure hidden in the Money Pit, after spending many long and exhausting hours looking. On Lot 13, which is situated just northeast of the marsh, Rick Lagena, Tom Nolan, another landowner on Oak Island, and the other team members are getting ready to start another excavation. They are searching for significant proof. Although clay was found, it was rather obvious that it wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. They speculated that it might be a blue clay of some sort. When exploring an unusual rock formation known as the Quadrilateral, Rick Lagena and the rest of the team recently discovered what may prove to be a crucial clue to the Money Pit mystery. At a depth of 40 feet, researchers started the first serious excavation of the ancient Money Pit in the year 1804. They found a layer of blue clay there at that depth, acting as a sealant to keep water out of the hole. Curiously, the researchers found the same substance in 2018 while looking at a ring-shaped stone monument called the Eye of the Swamp. Is it conceivable that the crew has now found proof that the Quadrilateral was made by the same people who altered the swamp and built the Money Pit? If that's the case, it's a really intriguing development. If that makes sense, it somewhat reminded them of what they had seen in the Money Pit. Blue clay plays a significant role in the tale of the Money Pit's discovery and history. If you were attempting to keep water out of some sort of underground structure, would you be able to make use of that? It's possible that Rick Lagena's theory, according to which the presence of blue clay points to the potential existence of a structure buried below, is true. If so, what kind of structure could it be? And could anything of outstanding value be inside? The following morning, Rick Lagena and other crew members returned to Lot 13 so that geoscientist Dr. Ian Spooner could look into the enigmatic quadrilateral feature that was providing a crucial clue to the Money Pit riddle. They felt that it was somewhat improbable that it could have spontaneously accumulated there. Additionally, they saw clay in a variety of colors combined with pieces of burned wood. These two items in no way, shape, or form go together. One of the group members remarked that the clay appeared to be split up and misplaced. There was an event that had a meaningful purpose and took place. There truly must be a reason for everything that happened since the story is so complicated. There was one little spot that had gotten a little worse. There were striations all over the metal, marking it. The thinness of the points gave the impression that they were made to be pushed into wood. Are you looking for a hand-forged iron staple or fastener? Since the 6th century BC, large metal staples have been employed often in the construction of both stone and wooden structures. Could this manually formed metal fastener be another proof that a structure of some kind is waiting to be revealed at the quadrilateral location? What kind of structure might it be in that situation, presuming the group has previously discovered blue clay, given that information? Anything that took place prior to the money pit's initial discovery has the potential to be considered original work. You will see that this so-called mainstay is actually rather puzzling when compared to the hard work that went into creating the Great Quadrilateral. What, if any, contributions does this facet make to the larger mystery? As of yet, nothing has been decided on that. Carmen Legg, a specialist in blacksmithing, meets with Rick and Marty Lagena, Craig Tester, and archaeometallurgist Emma Culligan at the Oak Island Interpretive Center to study the massive metal staple that was discovered the previous day. Its starting point is a fantastic quadrilateral. Even though it was a strange geometric figure, they had no notion what the specific feature represented. They have found no others of its kind on the island before. There are now countless conjectures regarding the type of wealth that might be hidden on the island, as well as how it got there. However, the William Phipps theory has won over a lot of supporters and is supported by a lot of data. The theory was refuted by writer and history enthusiast Hammerson Peters in a recent video that was posted to his YouTube channel. The majority of the information presented in the movie is taken from the book Oak Island and Its Lost Treasure, which first made the strong case for the conspiracy. The Peters have proposed the following idea, which can be summed up as follows. During the 17th century, William Phipps was a skilled explorer, and the English supported him financially. The Protestant majority, including the political elite and aristocracy, developed a strong dislike for the Catholic king when King James II came to power in 1685. James II adhered to Catholicism, or to put it another way, they planned to depose him. The following stories are word-of-mouth legends from the late 18th century because there is so little information about the early treasure-related operations that occurred on Oak Island that has been objectively verified. It took many years after the incident before publishers began to pay attention to this kind of activity and look into the stories involved. The tale of a treasure found by a settler named Daniel McGinnis was published for the first time in 1857. This is the story's earliest known telling. After that, it was another 5 years before one of the purported original diggers gave a testimony regarding the initial narrative and subsequent Onslow and Truro Company deeds. The earliest settlers in the region heard tales of a dying crew member of Captain Kidd's ship. The man said that Captain Kidd had hidden £2 million worth of treasure on the island. Captain Kidd passed away in 1701. According to the most widely recognized version of the story, Daniel McGinnis came across a dip in the ground in 1799 while looking for a place to build a farm. McGinnis asked for help from other people in order to dig because he believed that the depression fit with the legend surrounding Captain Kidd. With the aid of two people only known by the names John Smith and Anthony Vaughan, he dug out the pit and found a layer of flagstones 2 feet, 61 centimeters below the surface. The earliest documents, however, merely mention marks of some sort at these intervals. Later accounts report finding oak platforms every 10 feet, 3 meters, although previous accounts only make reference to marks. The various legends also mention the tool marks or pick scratches on the hole's walls. The soil was not as well packed as the soil around it, and it was visibly loose. The 3 men reportedly stopped their digging at a depth of 9.1 meters, 30 feet, because of superstitious dread. In an alternative interpretation of the story, all 4 of the main characters are portrayed as teenagers. According to this account, McGinnis first learns of the slump in 1795 while on a fishing excursion. The rest of the story proceeds in the same manner as the first, with the logs discovered as its focal